Here we have 10D question 1. We have a ball thrown from ground level. So it goes upwards and reaches the height of h. And then it starts falling back to the ground. So we have acceleration being gravity. We have the distance in h. It stopped momentarily before it started going back down. So we can work out the velocity in this case in terms of h and g. Using v squared is equal to u squared plus 2as. These questions are based around the coefficient of restitution, so the speed will be reduced by 3/4. In this case, v squared is equal to 0 plus 2, we called ag gravity and sh. So the velocity at impact is the square root of 2gh. And then the velocity after impact, my new speed, u, is going to be equal to 3/4 of the square root of 2gh. So now we have the ball going back up in the air. So acceleration is this time is minus g. We're looking for the distance that it's going to travel. We know that it's going to stop when it gets to the top of its travels. So that will be my final velocity. My initial velocity is what it now is after the coefficient of restitution has been applied. 3/4 of the square root of 2gh. Looking for s here, we have vuas, so same formula again. V squared is equal to u squared plus 2as. The velocity is 0 at the top. The initial velocity squared becomes 9 over 16. Not 4, 9 over 16 by 2gh. And then plus twice the acceleration of minus g times s. So we can say that 2gs is equal to 18gh over 16, dividing across by g and dividing across by 2s, or just by 2. We're going to get s is equal to 18h over 32, which dividing both by 2, we get 9h over 16. So the distance traveled is 9/16 of the previous h. Then using the formula for the sum to infinity, a over 1 minus r, find the distance traveled by the ball as the number of bounces tends towards infinity. So we need a, and we need our common ratio. So a is the first term, and r is the common ratio. So we have the common ratio here. It's going to bounce this much higher every time. A is the first term. So let's look at the first term here, make sure we get it right. The ball starts here and goes up a distance of h before falling back down another distance of h. So it went up and came back down. So it's traveled 2h. Then the next time it's going up a certain amount, it's going down the same amount, and that distance is 9/16 of 2h. That will be added on, and then the next time it's going to be 9 over 16 of 2h. So it's going to be 9 squared over 16 squared by 2h, and so on indefinitely. So we have my first term, 2h, and we have my ratio is 9 over 16. And if we sub this into a over 1 minus r, the sum to infinity, we're going to get 2h over 1 minus 9 over 16, which is 2h over 7 over 16, multiplying the 16 over 7, flipping it around, we get 32h over 7.